Melburnians abandon the city and head to the regions. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee. We're going to have a look at an article from Mortgage Business discussing, well, the trend of people leaving the cities and going to the regional areas. Let's start by looking at the property prices, or the asking prices in Melbourne. We can see here it's been climbing up, not as dramatic as some of the other cities, but, you know, it's still been going up, guys, even with all the lockdowns, even with all the restrictions. But here's an interesting one. If we look at rentals, notice how rentals have gone down. Maybe we're starting to see people buying their first home or getting out of the city and moving to the regions. Maybe they're thinking, well, if I'm going to be restricted in Danistan, I might as well go to a part of the state where I can have some breathing room and a bit of a buffer. So, lockdown-weary Melburnians head to the regions, according to CBA. And we've seen this as well here in southeast Queensland, where the increased demand from southerners coming up to Queensland is having an impact on property prices. I mean, that's what my family did during the recession Australia had to have. So, there's been a surge in Melbourne residents migrating to regional Victoria and an uplift in new housing approvals in Geelong, new research has shown. New June quarter data from the Commonwealth Bank of Australia and the Regional Australia Institute has revealed that there was an 11% rise in the number of people moving from capital cities to regional areas compared with the June 2020 quarter. The local government areas that recorded the largest growth in metro movers over the 12 months to June 2021 were located within a 3-hour drive from Melbourne, a capital city that has endured the longest COVID-19 related lockdowns in Australia. The biggest surge in population growth in Victoria included Moorabool, up 68%, Mansfield, up 62%, and Corangamite, up 52%. Murray River area in New South Wales was next in line, up 48%, followed by Alpine in Victoria, up 47%. Victoria's Greater Geelong area, which is located an hour outside of Melbourne CBD, saw a 26% increase in capital city movers during the first year to June 2021. Indeed, the spike in city dweller migration into the regions spurred by the pandemic has been particularly pronounced in Greater Geelong, outpacing the National Regional Movers Index, that is national population growth from capital cities to regional areas. The number of capital city dwellers that moved into Greater Geelong in the June 2021 quarter is up 19%, more than June 2020 quarter. Melbourne was the main source of the capital city migration into Greater Geelong, accounting for 90% of the share. At the same time as this influx of migrants, local housing construction has responded to the demand, rising by 48% compared to the previous year, to 4,600 dwellings being approved for construction in 2021. There's been growth in multi-unit developments in central Geelong, as well as growth in detached houses in fringe suburbs. In addition, the value of non-residential building projects entering the local pipeline in 2019-20 financial year was 18% more than in the previous year. New government officials, hotels and education facilities in and around the CBD are in development, according to the CBA research. The research also found that in financial year 2021, Melbourne's share of net capital city outflows increased to 47%, up from 39% in 1920, while Sydney's share shrank from 56 to 49, although it's still the highest share of net capital city outflows. There you go. People are leaving the cities, guys. Regional Queensland's share of net migrants into regional areas grew from 22% to 28%. While regional New South Wales picked up the largest share of net migration into regional Australia, its share decreased from 37% to 34%. Regional Victoria's share was down from 33% to 26%. Perth was the only capital city where more residents moved into the city than those who left it. I'll just pause there for the Western Australians to cheer. With net migration from Perth down 4% in 2021 compared to a 1% decrease in 1920. Regional West Australia's share of net regional migration rose 1% a year earlier to 3% in 2021. Regional settlement increased both in Tasmania, up 6%, and South Australia, up 4%. Commenting on the trend, CBA Executive General Manager for Regional and Agribusiness Banking and Regional Australia Institute 2021, Council Member Grant Cairns said, With house prices rising across the capital cities and flexible work options now more commonplace, the decision to make a lifestyle shift and move to a regional area has become a realistic option. The experience of lockdowns is front of mind for Victorians, so the desire to seek a tree change is rapidly growing. It is positive to see the development of infrastructure, particularly in regional areas, is growing to meet the increased demand. RAI Chief Economist Dr. Kim Horton said that the index has identified the regional areas that have attracted capital city residents, which could enable local leaders and business owners to prepare for a burst of population growth. It also shows us places that are coming off the boil in the June quarter, such as Noosa and Mildura. We can also see that the number of regional residents choosing to stay put has increased, which is likely to contribute to the housing squeeze in some areas. There you go. And they're wanting you to pick up a copy of the Advisor in October, and I don't blame you to do it. So what do you all think, everyone? What's the takeaway or the lesson to this? Let's have a look. Well, here's the thing. I can't imagine anyone is at all surprised. This is just more confirmation of what we've been hearing about for some time. It explains the significant increase in property prices in regional parts of Australia. We've seen it in Queensland, we've seen it in New South Wales and in Victoria. Now, the question is, long term, will these people who've made this change, perhaps if they're commuting, perhaps if they're working remotely, will they stay put? Or will we start to see an exodus of people over the green change in maybe a year's time, or once all the lockdown malarkey disappears and that risk is no longer a consideration? Maybe after an election, perhaps, when we have new people in power. That could be interesting to see. And then will there be a decrease in demand for this regional property? And also, if you can work in the regions, if you can work remotely in the regions, well, anyone in the world can work remotely in the regions too. So how many people are taking a wage cut to do this move? Or how many people are going to be shocked when they don't get a pay rise for some time because now they're competing on a global stage? We'll have to see, guys. So a lot of other interesting things boiling in these moves, or it looks like it could just be first home buyers going there as well. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comments down below. Thank you all for watching. If you're a fan of the channel and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. Sign up for SelfWealth or Stake. Use our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. You can buy our merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.